Hello, and welcome back to the Military Matrix. In the early hours of June 3, 2025, a massive explosion tore through Russia's prized Crimean Bridge, the iconic structure connecting mainland Russia to the occupied peninsula of Crimea. What was once a gleaming symbol of Moscow's power and engineering pride has now turned into a scene of smoke, fire, and chaos, a development that could alter the course of the ongoing Russia-Ukraine war. This bridge, stretching nearly 19 kilometers across the Kerch Strait, was inaugurated by Vladimir Putin himself in 2018. It wasn't just an engineering marvel, it was a political statement, a physical link sealing Russia's claim over Crimea after the 2014 annexation. But today, that symbol stands shattered. The Security Service of Ukraine, or SBU, claims responsibility for a precise underwater strike that ripped apart key support pillars. According to Ukrainian officials, specialized underwater charges equivalent to more than a ton of TNT were strategically placed and detonated, collapsing vital segments beneath the bridge's surface. Russian authorities initially rushed to downplay the incident, saying the bridge remained operational. But satellite images, social media footage, and local eyewitness reports tell a different story. Collapsed segments, black plumes of smoke, and emergency crews racing to contain fires along the motorway deck. Traffic was halted for hours, and Russia's transport ministry admitted technical restrictions on cargo movement, signaling deeper damage than publicly acknowledged. For Ukraine, this strike represents more than a tactical victory, it's a symbolic strike at the heart of Russia's occupation narrative. The Crimean Bridge has served as Moscow's primary military artery, supplying troops ammunition and fuel to the southern front lines. By crippling this link, Ukraine sends a clear message: Crimea remains a legitimate target and Russian control is neither secure nor permanent. Ukrainian officials called it a strike against the occupiers' arrogance. From Moscow's perspective, however, this is a direct attack on its sovereignty, a humiliation both strategic and personal for Vladimir Putin. The bridge, which he personally drove across in 2018 and later inspected after previous attacks, has long been a signature of his legacy. To see it repeatedly damaged is to see that legacy physically crumbling. Russian state media has called it a terrorist act, but analysts note that the bridge's dual use as both a civilian and military route makes it a valid military target under the laws of war. This isn't the first time the bridge has been hit. Back in October 2022, a truck bomb caused a massive fire and partial collapse of the roadway, killing several people and disrupting logistics for weeks. Then, in July 2023, Ukrainian sea drones struck again, forcing another shutdown. But this latest attack is different. It's surgical, powerful, and symbolic. The use of advanced underwater drones and deep water charges suggests a leap in Ukrainian capabilities, possibly aided by Western technology and intelligence. Strategically, this could be one of the most significant blows to Russia's war effort in 2025. Crimea has been a logistics lifeline for Moscow. Everything from fuel to food, from weapons to reinforcements, has flowed through this bridge. Damaging it forces Russia to reroute supplies through the long and vulnerable land corridor along the Sea of Azov, which itself is under increasing Ukrainian fire. It's a move that adds days to military transport and strains already stretched resources on the southern front. But beyond logistics, the psychological impact may be even greater. The image of a burning Crimean bridge, the same one Putin once celebrated as proof of Russia's permanence in Crimea, now lies in ruins, undermining Moscow's narrative of control. It's a blow to Russian morale and a boost to Ukrainian confidence. For many Ukrainians, this moment symbolizes justice, a reminder that even the most fortified symbols of occupation are not invincible. In the Kremlin, reactions have been furious. Emergency security meetings were called within hours. Russian hardliners are demanding massive retaliation, and reports suggest intensified missile strikes on Ukrainian energy grids and infrastructure in response. But analysts warn that escalation only reveals Moscow's desperation. The more Russia tries to project power, the more these strikes expose its vulnerabilities. Internationally, the event has reignited debate about Crimea's future. Western officials have praised Ukraine's precision and restraint, noting that the bridge has been used extensively for military purposes. NATO sources say the strike demonstrates Kyiv's growing ability to conduct complex operations deep within Russian-controlled territory. Meanwhile, Russia's allies, including China and Iran, have remained largely silent, wary of being associated with another major Russian setback. On the ground in Crimea, residents are reportedly panicked. Traffic jams have stretched for kilometers as vehicles were rerouted to ferries, and food prices in the region have spiked overnight due to supply disruptions. Social media videos show locals stocking up on essentials as uncertainty grips the peninsula. Russian authorities are struggling to maintain calm, promising rapid repairs, but engineering experts warn that restoring structural integrity could take months, if not longer. This attack also exposes a deeper truth about modern warfare, that no structure, no matter how iconic or heavily guarded, is beyond reach. Ukraine's adaptation of maritime drones, stealth underwater explosives, and coordinated cyber elements shows a new phase in warfare, one where intelligence, precision, and symbolism matter as much as raw firepower. The Crimean Bridge was never just concrete and steel. It was a political artery. Severing it strikes at Russia's very claim to legitimacy in Crimea. Still, the risks are enormous. Moscow may retaliate more aggressively, potentially escalating the war beyond Ukraine's southern coast. There's also the danger of miscalculation, a counterattack that draws NATO further into confrontation, or sparks wider regional tension across the Black Sea. But as of now, Ukraine seems undeterred, framing this as a necessary step toward reclaiming its occupied territories and signaling that Crimea is not off limits. As night falls over the Kerch Strait, the once glowing bridge lies partly silent, its lights flickering against the dark waves. What was built to showcase Russian dominance has become a symbol of vulnerability, a reminder that even empires built on steel can fracture under pressure. For Ukraine, this moment will be remembered not just as a strike, but as a statement that no matter how strong the occupier's grip, resistance finds its way. Stay tuned with Military Matrix for continuous updates, expert analysis, and satellite assessments, as we follow this developing story, one that could redefine the strategic map of the war in Ukraine. Because tonight, the bridge that once connected Russia's pride to its conquest has become a burning testament to how fragile that pride truly is.